McCullough.
Skip McCulloch's classic, isn't he?
Classic, good friend, comedy guy. Just enjoying every second here with him. And his dad, Monty McCullough, just a legend.
All
You
right.
know, he's even more of a legend than Skip because
Now,
it's his dad.
there you go. All
But
right.
Monty's been surfing every day, waking up at 6. He surfs more than all of us put together.
Oh, wow, that's pretty cool. Imagine having a dad like that.
Surf that. And then Manuel Selman, too, really good friend. Carlos Goncalves.
Yeah, Carlos just did all the Indonesian events with me. This is a replay, so this is back to his 667.
Carlos, good guy, huh?
Yeah, good fun, great guy.
Yeah,
always.
great guy. All those guys, we just been laughing all day long, you know. And that's what trips are about, just having a good time, enjoying yourself. Wow. See the chandelier, there it is. Boom, highlined it.
Doesn't bother him.
That was the first wave, huh?
This is the 9-3.
That was the first wave. I remember I saw that. I was still walking on the reef, and I looked back, and I saw this guy on that first
Well, that
wave.
happened in 30 seconds.
Yeah.
As soon as the buzzer went basic.
Oh, here we go again.
Oh, is he on again? Stop it.
Chocolate lining, just non-stop. High lining, low lining, high lining.
How's that much weaving?
Here we go.
He did
No.
it in the tube. Alley-oop.
No, land it, please. Oh, here goes Blake in the back.
The big fella's got an 8. Can he move up? Well, he only needs a 1.84, so if he comes out of this, he's got the score, so he'll move into second.
Blake's a really good surfer, too. I enjoy surfing a lot. I've seen him quite a bit throughout the years. He's done some ISAs, too, and he's a killer. He's got great style.
But look at this. Look at this weave. Look at the board
Oh,
still
what?
just moving. That thing is that.
Oh, I didn't even know he had alley-oops in his. He's got everything.
He does. He has everything. So
I
he
want to
goes
see him go
Blake.
left. I want to see him go left.
I've seen him go left.
You have seen him go.
I've seen him go left. He can
I was
go.
watching on YouTube highlights of this contest from the years before because it was my first time.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I've been kind of studying the wave before coming here and stuff, and I seen this guy taking off switch, doing that switch takeoff to regular.
Yeah.
He takes off goofy, and then inside the barrel he'll switch it like the Jamie O'Brien.
Yeah. Well, he can toy with this wave.
He can do anything.
Yeah, I mean, it's generally a heavy wave with a reef underneath it, and the way he surfs it, sometimes you'd think he's surfing on a mattress because he just doesn't care. He can do
Beach
anything.
break, huh? Even better, a mattress, huh?
A 7. All right, that's what a 7 looks like. Upgrades his 2-wave total. Blake Thornton will definitely move into second. Squizzy will drop into third and now needs a 7.14 to regain that position. So an average sort of score there for Blake in comparison to what John Mark did on his first wave. The judges have got to keep it all real, and they go nowhere near as good as John's. So a 4.80 thrown down for Blake.
So you've been coming here for quite a while, yeah?
I've 2013 was the first time, so 5 times I've come for this event.
And it's amazing, huh?
Oh, it's great. I love it.
This is a really good year.
It is
you
a
can
really
say?
good year. Yeah, it certainly is. But the first year I came, I think I had it even better than this.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow. That was
We'll ask Jerry in a little while. I'm going to get Jerry in here in a minute. We'll just, while you're still sitting here, I'm going to get a number off Jerry. 1 sec. Hey, Jerry, come here for a minute. What are we rating this today out of 10?
Is Jerry the man?
Jerry is the man. So
Jerry's a wizard, right?
Jerry Deegan is calling today
8.5.
at 8.5 out of 10. So it still gets a fair bit better than this.
What would be the difference between today and a perfect 10-point day?
1.5 points.
Head judge over here. No north.
There goes Nick.
Yeah, I seen that north kind of pulse. One of the days it was super north and it was just super A-frame, really hard to get behind the peak. We wanted a little more east, huh?
Yeah, so Nicholas Squires just throwing down some bossy surfing right there to try and get himself back into the picture. He needs a 7.14. I'm not sure, but Jerry Deegan's calling today an 8.5 out of 10. He's calling tomorrow's going to be 10 out of 10, Leandro.
Hey, Jerry, let's do the quarterfinals tomorrow then.
So you've become our first quarterfinalist.
Let's do the quarters tomorrow.
Talking to Leandro. How do I say your last name, Leandro?
So my name is Leandro Usuna.
Leandro Usuna.
They call me Lele, though. Lele.
What's been your best result as a WQS warrior?
I got third in a 5-star way back in the day. That was probably my number one best result ever. And then this year I got quarterfinals in Chile, Arica.
Okay, and what was that rated?
That was a 3,002.
So you're back there again. You're our first quarterfinalist. Between now, and you're probably going to surf again later today, so I might let you go in a moment. What do you do between now and your quarterfinal?
Oh, how much time do I got? I probably got like an hour left.
You got an hour and 7 minutes. What do
I
you
go
do?
get some fruit, water, and just watch the ocean, really.
All right.
Just watch it. I had an early shift this morning. Went back to the room, relaxed, had some breakfast, came right before my heat, and now it's kind of like we don't know if they're gonna run or not. Most likely,
I think you can't walk away from surf like this, can you? Surely.
I think every day's just been going off the whole time.
Yeah.
Do the contest all day long, but
All right. Well, listen.
enjoying.
I'm glad we've had a chat because you're an upbeat guy. You're jumping out of your skin. You're our first quarterfinalist. And now I know a whole lot more about Leandro Osuna.
Lele,
Lele.
the
Okay.
Grinch.
Thanks, my man. All
Hey,
the best for your quarterfinals.
pleasure meeting you. Thanks a lot. And un saludo grande a mi novia Pili, te amo, mi familia, que los quiero mucho, los extraño, and all the people watching. Stoked. Come to Cloud9. This place is fire.
Good on you, my man.
Or don't come. Let us have it. Peace.
Thanks, champion. Unreal, Leandro. That was so sick. Woohoo! Off he goes to prepare. At about another hour's time, we're going to see him do battle in the quarterfinals. Meanwhile, here we go. Let's stay on the live action. It is Nicholas Squires chasing a 7-1-4. He's been well barreled in this heat, but finds himself trailing Blake Thornton and Chocolate Lightning, John Mark Tokong. Well, that was an interesting upbeat chat with Leandro. That was cool.
Yep. What a lad.
What a lad. And here's Nicholas Squires fighting hard to get out of, what's he left his sunnies here. He's coming back for another round. Here comes Leandro.
Thanks, boys.
Yeah. Off he goes to get ready, our first quarterfinalist.
Well,
Leandro Osuna is how we say his name.
nice. He is into quarterfinal number 1.
Lele.
He'll be taking on the second place surfer out of this heat, which is currently Blake Thornton. And right now, our mate from Margaret River in Western Australia, Jed Mattinson, he's got priority. He is comboed, so come on, Jed.
Yep.
Time to hit the reset button, mate. We know that he's been dropping pretty healthy scores.
Well, he's got to drop one and allow himself enough time to drop another one. So
Yep.
he's really got to press the trigger shortly and cash in that priority. But he's got to pick a good way. There's no point catching anything that isn't going to get him well out of combo. He's needs at least a 2.8 to get out of combo, but he's got to be thinking something much higher than that to make the next requirement achievable. The boys are sitting there. Squires, he's been swinging away at getting out of third. He's sitting there in green. Blake Thornton's happy with an 8, sitting on a 4.81 at this stage. A 4.80, sorry. So I just quizzed Jerry up while Leandro was sitting here, and Jerry calling today an 8.5 out of 10 on Cloud9's heavy Richter scale.
Yep.
And Leandro was a little bit blown away that there's still room for improvement. He goes, Squires, you come out of this. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of man rail work here for Nick Squires. Another little funky sign off on the phone ball. He was feeling it. That's his best number.
Yep.
I think he might go there.
Well, let's have a look with 4 minutes on the clock.
That was a really deep tube.
It was.
He got it out wide as well, everybody. So it wasn't the biggest wave, but it was deep for a long time.
He was
All right.
gone. Nice,
This
clean exit.
Was really cool. Whew. I don't know. Do you reckon he gets it? He does. There he goes. Yeah, no, he doesn't. He went that close. A 6.93. I think he needed a 7.1 something or
Yeah, not much.
7.13. I think he needed.
Here
He goes, Jed. Come on, buddy. Let's get out of that combo. He got clipped.
Oh.
Bummer.
Well, it's sort of what happens when you sit around for a little bit too long. Unfortunately, Jed is going to lock in another minor score. He'll go to the back of the pecking order, and knowing how, how good a competitor Blake Thornton and Nicholas Squires are, I don't think they're going to give him another look in. But right now, Blake Thornton with his nose just ahead of Nicholas Squires by 0.2 of a point. So the two New South Welshmen are going to go head-to-head for the remainder of this 2 minutes 40. You can see that Blake with priority is just going to move over to the peak a little bit closer. You're going to be thinking that Nicholas Squires is going to keep peppering away. He's done a really good job to make it to this point thus far. 2 minutes 20 on the clock. We'll confirm shortly what's going on.
Hasn't Marimar just pulled up stumps for a little while too? He did all his work early. He sat there and he's just gone, okay. So I'm sure he'll be pretty pumped to finish with a wave, just to ignite the tower one more time. He goes Blake trying to delete a 4.8. He's got himself a pretty good wave. He's got a nice tube, but I can see more wave action out the back, and Marimar is out there somewhere. Is this a wave he wants? No, it's a wave Nick Squires wants. Serious tube ride again for Squires. He's now chasing only a 5.88, mate. He'll have Blake Thornton a little bit nervous.
Will he ever? And with 90 seconds on the clock, I think our lunch has just been delivered, Mark. That looks
in beautiful fashion, I must say. Here goes Blake's wave. So the replays are coming thick and fast. Thanks to the broadcast team, guys. You're doing a great job. And Squisey. So you could see he's bored for most of the ride. He kicked off really quick. He wants to get back out there. I think he realises he might need another wave because Blake's going to burn off his 4.8.
wow.
Squisey
There it
moves
is.
up. Does Blake improve?
We're waiting on a score. So a 6.27, I should say, locks in for Nick Squires. So he temporarily goes into second. We're awaiting a score of this.
They're having another look at this, mate. He's trying to improve. Ooh, okay, on, what was I saying, a 4.8?
Yep.
Blake I think Blake didn't really feel it at the end of that wave. I think I saw an expletive come out of his mouth. He needs a 5.2 at this stage. He's still sitting there. He'd be that nervous right now. He knows it wasn't a very deep or long tube. Jed Madison, commiserations here to the Mattinson clan and the Margaret River fraternity. Your boy, our last WA charger, is going to exit the draw. Blake Thornton's body language is just showing us, just cleaning off his beard right there.
Yeah.
I don't think the numbers dropped there for Blake.
No.
And I don't think he's got it. So, well done. Anyway, to Chocolate Lightning in the blue. We'll see him in the quarterfinals. And Nicholas Squires, what a great comeback. See him in the quarterfinals. And we'll be back right after this message.
Well, we're back here as we can see high fives going down for John Mark Tokong. He is through to the quarterfinals and living up to some heavy local expectation perhaps. I've got Jerry Deegan next to me. Good morning, Jerry. And we could hear the hoots and hollers from the tower.
Good morning, Justin. Yeah, I was on the tower for the start. I dashed back to be involved in this, but yeah, screaming and yelling, and there was been hardly anyone on the tower all morning. And of course, when they know Marimar's there, the tower fills up.
Yep.
The place gets loud. It starts shaking and jumping, and he lived up to everything they expected. So you know, I'm very happy for him. Happy for the locals. Loving it.
Yep. Well, just confirming that we've got Tori Meister, the Hawaiian, out there in the red. Quinn Bruce, the Australians, in blue. Skip McCulloch from the United States of America is out there in the white. And Manuel Selman from Chile is out there in the green. I'm pretty sure it was Nicholas Squires that... oh, thank you. We've got the updated heat draw here. So in the break, we saw Quinn Bruce flying, racing.
Oh, that's a bit unlucky. Yeah,
That is unlucky.
Drifted a little bit low there.
Locked into 2.17 for that effort. So we will hope that Quinn gets another opportunity in the next few minutes to bust his way through the doggy door and lock in a much higher score than what he did just there.
surf's pretty good out there. It's only just a little past high tide, so we'll see what happens. We're in round 5, heat 3. I don't see any reason that we won't move on through to the quarters. I'll probably have to go out there in a heat and a half or something and help make some decisions. But given what Miramar just did, I mean, why would you pull the pin? You know, predictions are good for tomorrow. So it's a little one there. He wants to just get a starting score. It's a nice little barrel. He's going to finish it up.
Goes for the air, but that wave just runs out of wall. So Quinn Bruce, his intentions are clear. He wants to be a quarterfinalist, and you're not going to do that by sitting on your board. You're going to do it by getting barreled here at Cloud9 in the Philippines for this WSL QS 3000 event. My name's Justin Majex. I'm alongside Jerry Deegan, who knows this place intimately. And, yep, that is one Philippine surfer through to the quarterfinals. So
and we have another one coming up, I think.
Yep, Philmar.
Next heat. So Philmar's the goofy footer, who has, I think, as much chance as Miramar. And a couple of years ago, I might have just said it's all about local knowledge, but these guys are just top-class surfers. It's not just local knowledge anymore. They're legit. Yeah,
most definitely. Proving that his talent is definitely world-class. Chocolate Lightning, as we've termed him, is going to move through to quarterfinal number 2, and he'll take on second place getter out of the last heat, or out of heat 1, which was Ty Watson. So I might just scribble these progressions in so we can keep track on who's going to be where.
Ty Watson knows the wave as well. Again, he was here quite some years ago, and I think he got a pretty good result. I can't remember exactly what he got, but it was long before Maramar's time, so they certainly wouldn't have squared up to each other as yet. And you've got the big, tall Ty and the little short guy. There's probably a foot height difference between them, and 40 kilos, so it'll be pretty interesting. Maramar's going to come for an interview, but I don't know how long it will take him to push through the crowd. They'll be out there high-fiving him, slapping his back. He'll be lifting him up on his shoulders, although it's just a round 5. It's not quite the end of the day yet. Hard to eat and talk, isn't it?
Some people have mastered the ability. Myself, not quite, but yep, it is pretty much lunchtime here in the Philippines. I believe we are back on with a live broadcast of the webcast. So
yeah, my phone just started binging away once the internet came back on, and people have been waiting with bated breath for it to come back on, and they've come back on at a great time. And a lot of people that have been here, friends of mine that have been to the Philippines, were happy to get just in time to watch Maramar's heat, because they all know him. They all wanted to watch the heat. They've all been waiting, texting me. So we're back, and it's great. Hope we stick with it. Thanks, Smart Communications, who are sponsoring the event. Had a trouble on the mainland with one of their towers, and they desperately have been working all morning to fix it. And thankfully, we're back.
Yep, that is good news. Obviously, all important back end, the pointy end of this event going on now, and I'm sure there's an international audience really keen to see what's going on and who's going to become a quarterfinalist here at Cloud9.
Yes, and I know I've been getting a lot of messages from Tom. He's off in Thailand. He's the owner of the wake park here, saying, what's happening? What's going on? I can't see it. So Tom, the owner of the premier wake park and the only wake park in town, we're back, buddy. We're back. Keep your eyes on the screen, and we'll have Philmar in the next heat. We've had a couple of funny heats, actually, over the day. We've had some epic heats with, 8s and 9s, and then in between we've had some kind of slow heats, which is a bit odd for this kind of swell. And it's a funny thing, because people look at our predictions and see a 14-second interval. We don't want that here. Many places in the world, they want that.
Yeah.
We want a 12. For some reason, when we get a longer interval, it just becomes inconsistent.
Oh, right.
So, yeah, a 12 is fine here.
Yes, well, from our part of the world, back in Western Australia, a 12 to 16 second period is certainly what you want. Anything less than 12 is a little bit slow, but yeah, too much. You can maybe just see a bit of a wonky ocean out here. So here's a paddle on. Skip McCulloch, the American, parks himself behind that, busts through the doggy door. Just a small little insider, but enough to get his campaign off and running here in the third heat of round number 5. And last night we had the pleasure of hearing from Blake Thornton up the road at the greenhouse, and a really good opportunity for some of the local up-and-coming kids to hear from a former World Tour competitor. Just a few little gems of insight to the local kids, and that was all put on thanks to James, Marja and Andrew up there at the greenhouse, and of course Kudu Surf as well, doing some amazing things here.
What kind of questions did the kids ask him?
Not too many questions from the kids,
A bit shy,
unfortunately.
they
They
get a
are a
bit
little bit
shy.
shy, but Blake's a really good talker, and just said as we see Quinn Bruce here parking himself, travelling. Can't bust through that little pinching end section. It's a bigger set wave rolling through. It's going to mow Quinn down. Yeah, just sort of said anything you can do to improve your surfing, whether it's running a little heats between your mates during your free surfs. If you've got someone that's got a video camera that can film your surfing, because that, I've been guilty of that myself, thinking I'm absolutely ripping. Someone shows me a photo or a video and it's like, oh, you've just turned that 10-point ride I had into a 2-point ride. So
I ask people not to video me.
video analysis was something that Blake brought up and said is really important to see what you're doing and how you can improve on it. And with just under 21 minutes, Skip McCulloch has locked in a 4.07. He moves up in the second spot, but Tori Meister and Manuel Selman, both very capable tube riders. He won't be feeling too confident with that score in the bank. It is the best wave ridden so far. Quinn Bruce leads with a 3 and a 2.17.
I was hearing an interview with Marama yesterday, and he talked just about that, getting videos, going to the gym. He's not just a guy that goes surfing every day. He's making an effort to become healthier, become fitter, become stronger, get coaching, and it's paying off. It really is.
Well,
and I think those days of just getting up in the morning and having a ciggy and going surfing is not happening anymore. You can't get away with that. They are true sportsmen, and they got to lay off the bad things. If you think you're going to be successful in this game these days, it's a professional sport.
Yep. Well, surfers are now well and truly considered athletes, as we see Skip driving through.
He tried so hard. A few smaller waves coming through, no sets at this stage.
Well, in two minds there, Manuel Selman looked left, faded right, and ended up going straight.
Yes, that was not good, and I don't know that the crew. We had a bit of an injury earlier today. I don't know if you discussed that at all.
Yeah, we did, to Miguel Tudela.
Yeah. So he's been and come back from the hospital. And there's no broken bones. There's nothing on the x-ray, but he's in quite a bit of pain still. So he's going to see if he can get himself a flight out of here. We need to borrow some crutches in the meantime. So he's not really sure. He had an injury there previous, so I think he's aggravated what he had.
Yep. We wish him all the very best, and Miguel and his brother, both very handy tube riders. I'm sure that he'll be wanting to head to the Hawaiian Islands in the not too distant future, so probably wants to get out of here, probably wants to get himself right, and get over to Hawaii where the Triple Crown will be going on. So he's picked himself up some pretty handy points in the back end of the year at this QS 3000. But obviously you want to be taking those 3,000 maximum points up for grabs home with you if you possibly can. And of course, $12,000 for our winner. We've got a little bit to get through before we'll be crowning a champion here at Cloud9. And right now, Skip McCulloch, the American, leads with a 4.07 and a 1.13. Quinn Bruce needs a 2.21 or better. And minor scores also required for Manuel Selman, a 4.67. And Tori Meister, with priority, needs a 5.17 or better.
Well, we won't be crowning anyone today, that's for sure. We'll make those decisions over the next half an hour as to whether we carry on into the quarterfinals. At this stage, as I mentioned, I'd like to, but the more I watch this, it looks a little bit inconsistent. But it seems to go heat to heat. You have a heat like the previous one that we just had unbelievable waves rolling through, and then all of a sudden here we've had 13 minutes and not a great deal has happened. So
No, when you see guys scrapping around on the inside boils like this, probably means that they haven't seen a great deal of quality. A couple of the locals having a little swim there as well.
Yeah, they're the dogs of, what's her name, Christina. She's the girlfriend of one of our judges, Manuel Melindo.
Okay,
So, and she's about to have a baby, I think, in the next week or so.
there you go.
So the dogs will become ignored for quite some time, you know.
Well, they all seem to like the water here, the dogs. So here we go. The Chilean now grabs his rail, tries to slow himself down, but you could see slowing himself down worked against him. He got sucked up and over the falls and went down for the count there.
Tory Meister pulling into one. He's going to slow himself. Oh, he's not going to slow himself down. He's going to speed himself up and finish it off, is he? Oh, he's going to get another little slash under the lip.
Well, the Black Beauty.
I love the board. I love it. Might buy one.
Well, he loves it as well. I don't know how he goes keeping the wax on that thing.
In the heat in
Yeah.
Hawaii and here.
Yeah. I spoke to Tory before. He won his round of 32 heat earlier, and as we see the replay of his wave, slows on the takeoff but pumps through to get through that and finds another little inside section. Believe it or not, that board's about 4 years old. It's one of his trusty blades that he reckons that he surfs in any slabbing sort of wave. I'm going to step on out because the local rock star, John Mark Tukong, is in the hot seat, and I think Jerry Deegan, you know him a hell of a lot better than I do, so you can have a chat with him.
Yeah, so Maramar's just about to sit down. Boys are taking a quick photo with him. The internationals are fans, just like the locals are. All right, buddy. Give us some love. Good on you, mate. Pop that on your head. Well, congratulations. That was a wonderful job out there, as always. The waves just seem to come to you.
Thank you.
You know, is it you? You have some special magnet, or you just got lucky? What happened out there?
I don't know. I think the first heat, I already know that that there's a set coming, so that's why I was like trying to go on the peak
Yes.
because I know there's a set coming, and then I was just like all my some like guys, they're just like a little bit down, and then they didn't know there's a set coming, so I was just trying to go far.
Sneak away from.
Sneak.
Here's the wave. Here's the wave. Hey, take us through it.
Oh, with a spit.
I saw a claim. Did I see a claim there?
No.
That was a little claim.
I think so.
And you finished it off as well. I mean, you know, a couple of really nice turns.
Thank you.
It was a really fantastic way to start the heat, and it must have given you a lot of confidence there.
Yeah, I think that was pretty lucky because after that I only get seven points.
Well,
for the
not
second
not
waves.
many guys have had 7 points either. So, you know, you
Okay.
did well to get both those waves. And it's probably a little slower now than it has been.
Yeah.
There's Tory, our Hawaiian guy. Nice little shack there. But, yeah, congratulations. You did really, really well. And what's your mind patterns going on to the next quarterfinals? What are you thinking?
I'm thinking that just relax and be patient, wait for the good one, and so
Well, I'm the event director, and so one of those decisions will be mine as to whether we carry on and surf. What's your feeling about carrying on and surfing?
for me, I feel I don't know. I just being if you're gonna say that you're gonna start this time,
Then you're going to go.
then I gotta go.
Yeah, I know. I've never seen you complain about a decision or anything as a matter of fact. So yeah.
I hate complaining.
No. And has your family been out there on the tower to watch you today? Because a lot of people streamed out to the tower when your heat was on, and I watched a lot of them stream away when your heat was over.
Yeah, and then my family it's there, and also all my friends and the people that I don't know, they're also supporting me, and
They
then
are.
I feel so like amazing
It's
when
great.
they're supporting me.
Well, I'll tell you something. You know, I've watched you over many, many years, and I've watched you win competitions and things, and the locals all race out there. I hope it makes you feel good and not too nervous, but the foreign surfers were racing out there to watch you, and I don't know if it's because they know what they want to know what they're up against, or they just want to see you surf, and they got wonderful things to say about you as well. So, yeah, I mean, congratulations, and you're really, really doing well.
Wow.
After this event, have you got any other things planned surf-wise in events? I know you went to Australia over summer last year.
Yeah, and then I really wanted to go back to Australia because my family is
You
there.
didn't visit me, by the way.
Oh no, it was too far away.
Yeah,
You're in Sydney. I was in Gold Coast.
that's right.
Yeah. So yeah, hopefully this December,
You'll head back?
yeah, head back and see my family because my girlfriend's pregnant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
I'm gonna be a
Big
daddy soon.
congratulations on that.
Yeah,
Fantastic. Yeah, how
thank
far
you.
gone is she?
5 months.
And you're going to name it Jerry, right? The baby?
Kind of no.
No.
No, her name is Olive.
Olive. Oh, you know it's a girl.
Yeah, I know
Oh,
it's a girl
nice.
already.
All right.
Yeah, it's
She'll
so
be a
nice.
surfer,
For sure.
goofy footer.
It depends. Well,
Really, really nice. Look,
Yeah.
you know, I'm really, really happy for you, and
Thank
happy
you.
that I can come here and have a chat with you as well.
yeah, me too.
And look, you might have to surf within the next couple of hours again.
Yeah.
So, you know, congratulations. Get ready, prepare. You haven't snapped any boards. You've still got your favourite boards out there?
Yeah, my actually I snapped my two board on during the national,
Yes.
so I fixed them soon as possible because that's my favorite one.
Magic carpet.
Yeah, my chocolate lightning.
So I was just going to mention that. I'd forgotten to mention that. Yeah. Mark has organised your nickname. Let's hope it carries on. If you don't mind it, right?
I don't mind. It's funny.
It's nice. It's like Fanning, white lightning, chocolate lightning. You know, if you're talked about in the same breath as Fanning, then I think it's a pretty good thing, mate.
Wow, thank you.
All right, buddy. All right. Well, you go and get prepared for the next for the quarterfinals. All the best, and
Thank you.
I really want to see you holding the trophy at the end of the day.
I hope so.
All right,
Finger
buddy.
crossed.
Cheers, buddy.
Thank
All
you
the
for
best,
the
mate.
time.
Yeah, no worries. All right, so that was John Mark Dakong, or Marama, or Chocolate Lightning, call him whatever you like. But watch him surf, and he will be surfing up again in one of the early rounds. Will it be the second quarterfinal, which is probably about 2 hours away? Hang on, we got an hour and a half away-ish. So, I mean, watch it all, but make sure you watch his as well. And we have another very nice young local guy coming up in the next heat as well. So. I apologise to the people out there. I kind of wasn't watching the TV while we were chatting, but I can see that Tory got a 6 for that other wave, and then he backed it up, so he's ahead. The skip is now in second position. He needs a 6.66 to move up, so it's possible out here. There's been a lot of big scores, although there hasn't been more than a 6 in this heat yet. Quinn doesn't need a great deal to move on up to second position, and neither does Manuel. So, you know, there's a lot of things going to happen in this last 10 minutes.
Yep, well, Skip McCulloch has well and truly got the target on his back. He is in second position. You can see him just scouring the lineup, looking to replace that 1.13 and extend on second place. And make those requirements you just spoke about, Jerry, that little bit larger for Quinn Bruce and Manuel Selman. Coming up in the final heat of this round, Nick Alistair, the Australian, will take on Callum Robson, Putra Hermawan from Indonesia, and Filma Alapeo, another Philippines local. So,
yeah, looking forward to that. I mean, you know, Filmar is very much a different personality and different. I mean, he's a goofy footer, but him and Marama and Peso, who just got knocked out, have surfed thousands of hours together up here, and you know, harassed each other for waves and paddled inside each other. So, you know, I expect a pretty good show from Filmar as well, and I will not be surprised in the least if he doesn't manage to take out a first or a second place. And of course, deep down, I hope he does.
yeah, well, he was very fortunate. He snuck through a pretty tight heat in the previous round to be here into the round of 16. So. He'll be hoping a bit of that luck falls on his side in Heat 4 of round 5. We've got just under 9 minutes remaining. Tory Master, the Hawaiian, out in the lead at this stage. And as we said, a little bit of a slower heat, but things can change quite quickly here at Cloud 9. And
yeah, they will, and they do. A quick shout out to Andrew Stark. I know he's watching. I haven't been up to stay at his place for a while, and I enjoy going up there. I go up there and he blocks for me out at the Superbank, so hope you're doing well, Starkey. I believe you're in the States at the moment. I think the last time you sent a message, so we're holding up the fort here, buddy. So we want to see you back out here next year.
just approaching the 8-minute mark, and of course we'll take the opportunity to thank the Department of Tourism, who get right behind this event, the provincial and municipal government from around these parts that also support it. This is a World Surf League qualifying series 3000 for men, and that means there is $75,000 US prize pool, but all importantly $3,000 ratings points up for grabs for our winner. So when you think about it, you know, 3,000 points at the back end of the year, all important for these campaigners to...
Do you think, can I ask your opinion, because I don't really know, if this event was on in February, would we get as many people come to this event, or they're all really a bit more desperate at the end of the year?
Well, I don't know how good the waves are in February. Is it a better time of year?
Well, let's say, for example, it's not about the waves as such, it's about the points.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, February's, there are events that are going on, some bigger rated events, but obviously you hold your rating into the front from 2018 into the front half of 2019. So, you know, if you've got a good seeding at the back end of 2018, it'll help you to get into those highly rated events at the start of 2019. So I think these guys are looking to get into the Hawaiian events and also looking to build their seed into next year, Jerry. So I think you would still see a lot of talented surfers here, no matter what time of year you held it. But, you know, it's great to see pumping, barreling waves, no wind, and
Exactly, yes.
just a great time of year to come here to the Philippines. And as the Department of Tourism loves to say, it's always more fun surfing in the Philippines. And I've definitely had a bit of fun over the last couple of days.
Exactly. I can see Alan Dasser walking past, one of the resort owners. He'll be heading out for a wave somewhere. He's going to keep it quiet underneath his hat, I think. And he's looking after a bunch of the surfers, and always does. Has the only little golf course here, so
Oh, nice.
I'd like to be heading out for a surf with him.
Well, I won't ask you where you think he's going.
Oh, he's probably just going to Jacking Horse on the end of the reef here because he just wants to go out and get wet.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he's not going to Cloud 9. That I know.
No. He'll need a coloured rash vest on, and sorry, they're all occupied for the next heat.
Exactly.
5.5 minutes on the clock, and we
Haven't had too many bombs in this heat.
no.
It's been going for heat for heat. The previous one was good. This one isn't. It's been going that way pretty much during the day, hasn't it?
And the tide sort of doesn't dry. It doesn't come up too high, and it doesn't draw too low today, Jerry.
No, there's only half a metre difference today, so you know it's a 0.9 to a 0.4. So it's exactly the tides we want.
Yeah.
I mean, in reality, the wind's what we want, the tide's what we want, the swell's what we want. I mean, I'm not complaining about anything, even though I am saying this one's gone a little slow. I mean, look at that.
Wow,
There's
Tory
not a lot to complain about, really, is there?
parks himself, and that thing rattled off. Wraps a nice roundhouse cutty, throws a little top turn in there, and I dare say he is going to extend on first position. It was a smaller wave, but he got some great travel time in it, Jerry.
He did, and he was nice and deep as well, and really held his line well, knew what he was doing. He's done that before, arm in the wall, slowing down a little bit, came out and did a really nice cutback as well. So, yeah, no, he knows what he's doing, that's for sure. And the guys, the guys with first and second priority, maybe they should be inside with only 4 minutes 20 left, getting some points, because it's not out of. Quinn only needs a 2.21. And
Tory just got a 5.17 on that, so
a little insider, yeah.
Yep.
So they need to start making a move, I think.
Well, you are getting pulled from pillar to post,
I
mate.
am. I'll be heading out after this heat to deal with some issues, make some decisions, but I don't mind. That's the job. Keeps me busy. Yep, I've just been asked to come back if we do quarters. I'd love to come back and do quarters, so we'll go out there and make some decisions. And if we don't do the quarters, of course, tomorrow, the predictions are for at least as good waves.
Yep.
And it's actually saying slightly bigger swell. The predictions haven't been really accurate so far, but I suspect they're asking me that because it has gotten a bit slow in the last hour or so. Well, only in this heat. The previous heat, obviously, we had some pretty good scores. Yeah, well, that's, Mark is in the background just suggesting that man on man, you'd only need half as many waves. So for that reason, I'm tempted to carry on, but it's not just my decision. I'll have a chat with the WSL and the head judge.
Yep.
And make some decisions. There's obviously some doubt in their mind at this stage. That's why they're asking me to come back out. So
well, we've seen 5 days of amazing action. We've only got a handful of heats really remaining, Jerry. So we want to see our champion crowned in hopefully the best and most highly contestable waves possible. Quinn Bruce, I think his last effort is going to be enough to see him change his position. Skip McCulloch might know that as well, and he is just locked into a beautiful inside drainer. So all the effort that Quinn did may be going unsung here because Skip McCulloch, he's looking pretty happy. The body language says it all. So
and he disappeared completely at some stage then, so he definitely got deep in that one.
So previous wave for Quinn Bruce was enough to move him to second. It was a 5.07, but as we see on the replay there, completely out of our view. His board disappeared. The white rash vest and the red board shorts were gone for all money, and you can see a little bit of a pep in the step of Skip McCulloch, the American. He needed a 4.01, and I dare say he is going to get it, leaving Manuel Selman, the Chilean, chasing something a little bit more than a 7.2 perhaps in the next couple of minutes. So
he does have priority, but there's not a lot of time there. And there's not a lot of sets at the moment, hence our previous discussion about heading out there and making some decisions. Predictions have been good. They've been good the whole time. I mean, the predictions haven't been, but the waves have been good the whole time. Yep. Predictions now look real good. So we'll see. Okay. Is this that's not the replay. That's another wave of his.
I think this is live action. So he heard what he needed. That's a great turn. So Skip McCulloch locked in a 6.17, which was the best wave of this heat. There was a smaller inside wave, and it was still given a decent score. Prior to that wave, Quinn Bruce was chasing a 5.18.
Yep. See something out the back there? The boys are having a paddle. I think has Green seen something over the back there? I think he has.
Here goes Tory Meister, the heat leader. Locks in deep, moves to the front of his board, shuffles back now to put the board on rail and somehow maintain some momentum. This is a better looking set wave. He's deep, he's travelling through, he stands tall and gives it the little finger click.
He was deep. I wasn't sure he was going to make that one, so that was pretty impressive. And Skip's not going to let it go. Oh, well.
Misses the first section. What can he do through the inside? Wow, goes for the alley-oop, but cannot stomp it. So
very interesting finale there. So what will Manuel get scored? Who knows? But I think there's... Oh, he needs a 9.37 now. Well, that will change everything, I think.
Well, we're going to count out. We will be on hold the next heat as we're awaiting scores for the judges. We won't know exactly how that all wrapped up. And Manuel Selman did definitely put his best effort in there on that last one. Quinn Bruce and Skip McCulloch, nervous moments perhaps for those two. Looks like Corey Meister is also locked in the 6.17 to extend on first place. We'll go to a short ad break and come back with the final heat, Heat 4 of the round of 16 next.
There's a whole lot of squealing going on out there. Justin Majex, we are back live, ladies and gentlemen. Myself, Mark Clift, we've just seen Green lock into a tube. Let's get to who is in this heat. Righto, so it is the last heat of this round. It is Nick Alistair is out there in red. Callum Robson, the Australian, is out there in blue. This fella is a local. It's Filmar Alapeo in green. And Indonesia's Putra Hermawan is out there in white. So this is the last of the four-manners we're going to see after 5 days of running four-man heats. There are decisions going to be made very shortly about whether he boosts straight into quarterfinals. Bearing in mind we only need half as many good quality waves when we go down to two-man heats. The boys are pretty pumped. The waves are out there, so everyone we've spoken to who has progressed through to the quarterfinals is more than happy to keep rolling. The officials that make the calls are having a bit of a powwow out on the tower. And we will. So I could hear a whole lot of hooting and hollering going on out there on the tower, everybody, and there's a reason why. Filmar Alapeo, the man in green, as anyone from this local region that are the top-ranked surfers, they're all pretty much rock stars, and the crowd get down here big time to support them. So there's got to be probably a couple of hundred people out there on the tower right now, Juddo.
Yeah, well and truly. You know that they are always well and truly keen to support their local chargers. And here goes White Putrahermuan, the Indonesian travelling. Wow, he went far, but
He did.
just got pinched.
Okay, yeah, you can see where he ended up. He won this event back in the day, the first time I came here in 2013. Right, so no completed rides to kick off heat 4, round 5. You can see the line up there. Here goes Filmar on his backhand. He's a great guy. He's a cool cat. He's a very good tube rider, as you got to be to surf this wave. Now, you could see how he just got his head taken off. What I did see earlier from the broadcast team is the low lights reel, the wipeouts reel.
Oh, that's going to be
Oh,
exciting
my
to
God.
see.
It just about gave me a headache to watch. There was that many beltings. You can see the size of the surf we've had over the last few days, everyone. The highlights reels every day have been rolling out. We're going to put together a package for you for tomorrow morning when we come back with whether it's the quarters or the semis or whatever. We've been doing it every day, but then we are going to show you the wipeout reel. And there's a lot of them because it's a serious wave. It's pretty hard to take off and get up and under in a short amount of time, and a lot of people have got it wrong. There's been a lot of bark, a lot of skin donated to the reef. There's been injuries, none worse, I think, than Lucas Rice putting his fin through his calf muscle. But let's have a look at this. Nick Alistair on his backhand, Burley boy. There's another wipeout. He might make the reel as well.
So official results from the last heat. We had to sort of cut away quickly. The last score, a 7.93 for Manuel Selman. It was not enough, however, to move him out of 4th position. 3rd place went to Quinn Bruce. Skip McCulloch, the American, is into the quarterfinals, as is Tori Meister, the Hawaiian. So
Tori first, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so I'll be having a chat with Tori in a moment once we can get him off the tower, get him up here for some duties, find out a bit more about him. Filmar, meanwhile, got a wave. The crowd went berserk. It doesn't matter whether they fall off or go left or whatever. The crowd are down here to support their charges. They've got one of them through the quarterfinals. I'm pretty sure he's the last remaining Filipino in the draw to try and make it through into the quarters. Marimar is already there, so the boys were hooting and hollering over a 3.77 for Filmar, and that is to be expected. Anytime he stands up, we're going to hear a whole lot of noise.
Yeah. Right now, 3.77, the best of it to Filmar Alapeo, the Cloud9 local.
For you, what's been the highlight today, mate?
What did I like best? Looking back through the draw, I really liked the Argentinian performance, Leandro Usana. He's been on fire for mine. He's a big fella and he's packed himself in a couple of really decent barrels, but you can't go past that performance of John Mark Tokong, the 9.3, within 30 seconds of his heat earlier today.
And how's what he was saying to Jerry when Jerry interviewed him? He said there's paddling across to start the heat and no one else was really paying attention to the fact that there was a set coming. So he screamed out there really fast, got to jump on the boys. They were just lardy-darring across the channel. And Marimar, you know, knowing what he looks for, knowing the signs of a set coming, got out there before the boys and just got the massive early jump on him. So, boys, keep your eyes up, stay aware. That was a little bit of a rookie error from the other three, but either way, he's an amazing surfer, and I'm glad he got through because he's a big deal here. Chocolate Lightning, I've nicknamed him, and it's stuck and it's going to stick for the rest of the event.
Yeah, well, things sort of slowing down a little bit. You can see the size of the swell has eased a little bit, I think, from this morning. But still some quality waves on offer out here at Cloud 9 in the Philippines for this World Surf League QS 3000 event. We're getting down very close to the quarterfinal stage, and here we see Nick Alistair in the red, trying to extract a little bit of juice out of that one.
Well,
but
didn't he get an amazing barrel yesterday?
oh, for 9.1, he did the full disappearing act. He wrestled the foam ball, he got spat out, and yep, I remember Nick from coming over for multiple years for the Taja's Small Fries event. And
All right,
here
Blue.
he goes.
Uh-oh. Can't get into the tube early, Callum Robson. He'll realise he missed that opportunity and wisely kicking straight out. There is something brewing behind this wave, folks. Check it out. It's got a long line on it, and Green is well in the chute. This is the local. Filmar, I love his style. He's got a good read on this, and he's out of the hole, ladies and gentlemen. Just about runs over Nick Alistair on his exit, but he's oblivious to all that. He's got his blinkers on this wave. He's done a whole lot of rail work on the end of this thing as well. He's just about surfed his way to the tower where he's got about 500 supporters. That could be one of the longest waves I've ridden. It was an intense, long, technical tube ride from Filmar.
Yeah.
The crowd is going nuts, ladies and gentlemen. And when you see the camera shake, there's a reason.
You know the tower's pumping.
Yep, there's a lot of people out there stomping their feet. Check out that tube time from Filmar.
That was well done, and this wave showing great local knowledge just allowed him to rattle off multiple backhand slices. So, well, that's 4 turns. You haven't seen many waves do that.
Meanwhile, White's threading something as well, I'm pretty sure.
That was Putru Hermawan.
Well, stuff just went nuts. There will be a big number to drop in the green column. He goes Nick, so he can back right side tube ride. Geez, a nice little pump to stay relevant. Almost snuck his way out there, but a great technique. You could see him pull on the outside rail to give himself that extra pump through the tube. Unfortunately, the wave just outran him. Nice try. A 6.27. Okay. All right, the judges are kind of leaving some room for perhaps a bigger, deeper tube ride. Geez, Nick, had he come out of that, there was a big number coming. That was serious foam ball time. Anyway.
The local in the green with the 2 best scores. Actually, the score for your Indonesian friend, Komang Hermawan, a 6.73 on that last replay that we saw. So that is the best wave of this final heat of round number 5. So the Filipino and the Indonesian leading the 2 Australians at this stage. So you can see
it'd be nice to see them again, because maybe I got a bit carried away with the amount of crew on the with Filmar, because he's such a nice fellow. I love him. I mean, look, Pooch's a cool dude as well. He's a former winner out here. And both those rides looked really good. They're pretty similar, but half a point extra goes to Putra Hermawan in the white. So he's got the best wave. He's in second. Nick Alistair is yet to really bank something he wants, and same with Callum Robson.
Plenty of time still remaining. We are awaiting a little bit of a call as far as what the remainder of today will throw up for us. We're down to the quarterfinals pretty much after this heat, so...
Right now, what I might do, if there's a little break in the action, I might even just let everyone in on the matchups we've got so far. In our first quarterfinal, when it happens, Leandro Usuna will be taking on Nicholas Squires, the Australian, in the first quarterfinal. There is a wave approaching. Let's stick with the live action. It is Callum Robson. So from behind the peak, that's what you got to do, but you got to make it. Where is he?
He's not coming out of that one, unfortunately.
What a pity. Our second quarterfinal, Ty Watson taking on the dangerous Chocolate Lightning in John Mark Tokong. So Ty will probably be feeling a little nervous about that. He's going to have to try and block that out. Tory Meister, winner of the last heat, has parked himself into quarterfinal number 3, and Skip McCulloch, who got second at the American, will feature in quarterfinal number 4 whenever that happens. 2 spots up for grabs, mate. It's 19 minutes to sort out exactly who that's going to be.
Yep, and for everyone playing along at home, Tory will take on the second place getter out of this heat in the water, and Skip McCulloch will go head-to-head with the winner of heat number 4 here in the round of 16.
So that's the current state of play, everybody. It's about lunchtime here at Cloud 9, same time as WA and Bali time, 12:15. It's quite surprises me, even though we travelled a long way east to get here. Time frame's still the same, so it worked good for me, but it does surprise me.
Didn't have to reset my clock. I'm going to step out because Tory Meister, our previous heat winner's here. He's going to have a chat to you, Mark. So,
all right, let's do it. Bring him on. Meanwhile, I'm going to watch Callum Robson here. Here he goes now. Gets a nice pump. He's got a really good line on this thing, but once again, it just runs off a little too fast. I'll get the headphones on, Tory. Pop them on, Tory. I'm going to say, first of all, Tory, my name is Mark. Well done, mate.
Mark. Right on, thank you.
Good, Tory. So, Tory, I heard a little bit about you earlier on, but I didn't catch your age. What vintage have we got?
30.
30, okay.
Yeah.
A bit like Leandro, who's probably one of the oldest people still in the draw.
Merlot.
And you're from Hawaii, but whereabouts? Enlighten me.
I'm from the Big Island, from Kona. Yeah.
So what's your favourite wave? Where is your surf spot at home?
My favorite wave at home is probably Banyans. That's where I grew up. It's just a little reef break.
Is it anything like this?
It's similar, yeah, for sure. It doesn't barrel as hard as this, but not most waves don't. But yeah, sometimes it does, but it's more rippable.
Look down the chute right there, Tory. There's the camera up there,
there it
mate.
is.
You want to say hello to some mates at home really quick while you got your head on your mug worldwide?
For sure. Just want to say hello to my family, everyone who's watching. I'm not sure what time it is back home, but usually it's pretty late. But just thanks everyone for tuning in, and yeah, all my sponsors. Thank you.
All right, that's what Tory Meister looks like. My name is Mark Clift, and we are well positioned here, almost halfway through this last matchup to decide our quarterfinals. Now you get second place out of this heat, mate, so you can watch with a bit of interest and perhaps do a bit of homework on who it's going to be. This fella here, he's currently in second. His name is Pucha Hermawan. He won here in 2013. It was the first time I came, and it looked pretty much exactly like right now.
Oh, wow. Okay. Nice. Yeah. I mean,
it was firing.
It's firing on. This is another local guy too, right?
Yep. Okay. So Pucha is actually Indonesian.
Okay.
This fella is local. Local as they come. You can hear the noise.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, I know. It's really cool to see the support for the local guys and everyone almost. I mean, they just love surfing down here. And, you know, you see that the whole scaffolding over there kind of shaking when the boys do good. And it's really good to see. And, yeah, I mean, it's tough to call right now. It is slow. Our heat was especially slow, you know, and but this heat seems to be pumping. There seems to be waves. The heat before mine was going off. Seems like every time a Filipino enters the water, the waves go off. So as it should be, right?
All right. Well, you might get one. Should Philmar get second? Here he is. He's just threading another nice tube. Should you be matched up against him, well, you can expect the conditions to go magical. You can expect the crowd to be pretty damn noisy. And they're a real passionate bunch out there, and I'm loving it because surfing is a big deal for these crew. You know, it's this whole area revolves a lot around tourism. There's not too many opportunities to make money. Jerry Deegan was suggesting that probably their biggest tourism industry here is surf coaching, right after tourism, because there's not too many options. So surfing is a huge deal for them.
And surf lessons, huh?
Surf lessons.
It's pretty cool to see the tourists down here. I've never been here before, and I didn't know it was such a tourist destination. I see so many people going and surfing the little wave to the side and learning how to surf, and it has like a little Waikiki vibe going on over there.
Well, what they've done is the government and the local government in the area, geez, there's a nice barrel, mate. I reckon you're back out here to Savo.
Yeah.
This guy's just moved into first. He's just been tubed again.
Wow.
So he's from an island called Lembongan.
Okay.
Right, just off Bali. I'm not sure whether you know it, but there's an amazing wave there that he says is very similar to this. He's looking pretty comfortable.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Okay,
so really good.
The government really spruiked this area to the Manila crew and to the rest of the Philippines as well as the world. And people on weekends come here holidaying. So we get a lot of domestic people holidaying down here, mate. Hence the surf school action.
Yeah, that's good.
Nice little park by Nick Alistair.
Nice. Kid surfs really well.
Yeah, he
saw him almost just get a 10. He was at the very end of a wave. I'm sure you guys watched that just now. Yeah. It was crazy.
Okay. So, Tory, I heard also some comments a little earlier. He goes, Nick Alistair again, just parking himself. Great style. He's from Burleigh Heads in Australia. So.
Oh, wow. So, yeah, he knows how to ride the barrel, doesn't he?
Yeah, he certainly does. So, I heard also you're saying your board, 6-foot board, Black Beauty. It's got a black spray on it. 4 years old. It's your magic carpet, yeah?
Yeah, for these kind of waves it is. I've I mean, every slab I've surfed in the last 4 years that you could ride a shortboard, I've rode that board. And if I didn't, it was because it was broken or buckled or something. But no, I've only buckled it once, which is crazy. It's made out of this varial foam. It's really dense and hard, and it just stays together for some reason. Hopefully, knock on wood, and hopefully we'll make it through this event and maybe live another 4 years. Who knows?
All right, Tori. So I've seen you come to. I'm from Margaret River, Western Australia.
Oh, nice.
I work on the Margaret River event. I've seen you come there a bunch of times. What has been your best result on your journey in the QS?
My best result was 2 years ago at Sunset Beach. I got third
All right.
in the final. Yeah,
Cool.
so at the World Cup. Yeah, and yeah, it's pretty close to getting there,
He
qualifying.
Here
However,
goes
this
Phil
thing.
Maher. He's
Oh
currently
my
in second.
goodness.
If he stays in second, he's matched up against you, buddy.
Yeah, it's really hard to. I mean, when it gets small like this, it's hard to time these waves. There's a wide peak and there's a deep peak, and you know you kind of want to sit in the middle, and then you want to get priority, and then you know if even now third priority or second priority, all that kind of counts because it's pretty slow. So I remember, you know, my heat, there's wide ones and there's two guys sitting deep and two of us sitting wide. And it's like these guys deep can't get to us, and the guys wide, wide,
Yeah,
you know.
okay.
So you're kind of sitting there almost playing a little defense when it's slow like that. But I mean, that's not what you want to do when the waves are perfect. But you
Oh,
got to
here
do
we go.
it.
Callum Robson, come on down.
Wow.
It's a bigger wave.
Yeah,
It's
it
a
is.
nice barrel. It's the way to get a big score is on the bigger waves and to hide from the judges behind the curtain. He's also stringing together some good rail work.
Yeah, oh, geez, rip that wave.
He certainly
That
did.
is a score.
So also the fact that you're in the quarterfinals, and I believe this is the last heat of the day, ladies and gentlemen, for everybody online. Exciting times for you coming up because the whole circus brings itself to your beach, your country,
Yep.
and you've got a whole lot of QS events to do and to focus on, I guess, after here.
Yeah, for sure. No, it was super nice to come down here and just, see the Philippines for the first time and try to get a little bit of confidence before going into Hawaii. Obviously, the waves can be very similar to what the Philippines have to offer. So it feels good to kind of wipe off the QS small wave dust, I guess, and trying to get some barrels because, it is different. And usually on the QS, you don't get too barreled unless Eureka was really good wave and pipe, but that's about it. So, yeah, it feels good to kind of get those visions again. And this place is just out of control. Like, it'll be low tide and every wave is barreling and people aren't surfing. And it's such a gold mine for waves. And it's such a treat to come down here. It's unbelievable. There's a contest. So thank you, WSL.
Yeah. Well, and thanks to the local government for coming to the party with the big bucks to step it up to a 3,000 metre. It takes
Yes.
it's a huge hike in prize money. So to commit to $75,000 US to earn 3,000 qualifying points is a huge investment.
It's awesome. Thank you.
Callum Robson now, he's already got a 7. He's got the best wave of the heat. This guy could be matched up against you if he happens to get second.
Wow. Yeah, we had a
Alright.
heat earlier today. He was ripping. This guy's gnarly.
Yeah, he needs a 3.7, so you might as well stick around and just watch the end of this,
Yeah, might
mate.
as
And
well.
just why not? Because we confirmed it is the last heat of the day, ladies and gentlemen. So for all our crew on the webcast, we hope you've enjoyed it. The treats we've had for you every morning, we're going to have this again tomorrow. We have a highlights package every day, which the boys chop up.
Nice.
The broadcast team chop it up, bring us some highlights. But and I've seen this next part of the deal. We're also going to bring the lowlights. We're going to bring the wipeout reel, and I've seen it. And it's quite an extended version of waves being messed up and heads being taken off because it's a pretty hard wave to get under in the required amount of time, isn't it?
It's a very tight window for sure. It looks really perfect, and it is. But yeah, it's all about positioning. And yeah, I mean, anytime you have a wave like this, you're gonna have a good wipeout reel, and everybody loves to see a good wipeout reel, especially if no one's getting hurt.
Here is Philmar now, stalling, dragging his butt.
Yeah, wow,
A little mini tube here for Philmar, hanging on
Oh.
a second spot.
that's sick. I love it when someone gets barreled and tries to do a huge air. All these local guys do it. It's so cool.
Check Nick out, dragging
Yeah.
his butt as well. So just can't quite capitalise right there, sitting in 4th spot.
That was a close heat.
It is a close heat, mate. It started off as two-way traffic, but the boys in 2nd, 3rd and 4th are steadily catching up, particularly Callum Robson there in the blue.
Yeah, he is. He got that best wave of the heat.
Yep. He's asking for a situation. He needs only a 3.7. He's right there.
He's got some time too, with second priority as well, I think. So yeah, he's looking pretty good. I'm sure he's going to get an opportunity. I hope so.
Here he goes again. So this wave right here, I think had he just put in a monstrous cutback right here, he probably would have got the score he needed. He's chasing a 3.7.
Yeah, it's close.
Okay.
Well, hopefully our heat was so flat, so maybe that was a sacrifice for this heat to have pumping waves at the end.
So out of these 4 guys, if you could say, okay, who would you prefer to surf against? Does it matter? Do you take that into, does it factor in, or you're like, I don't care, it's all about me?
When I focus on other people, I always lose, so I just try to focus on myself and, just try to make the best decisions that you can in that time. And all these guys are great surfers. I mean, from round 1 to the end, there's no easy heats, and it doesn't even matter if it's a 1,000 to a prime these days. Every heat was hard. I was kind of thinking about that this morning. I was like, man, there really is never an easy heat. And I just kind of, I'm out of the prime, so I've been kind of doing the, smaller events, and there isn't an easy draw at all.
No,
so
well
you see
said.
great surfers lose, guys that could easily win this event, and they lose, and to guys you maybe never even heard of before. So yeah, every event is hard. So that's how it is, and you just got to go out there and surf your best and put on your best performance. So I would rather not have any of them. I'd rather have a walkthrough.
A walkthrough,
cool. Yeah.
all right. Well, I'm not sure whether that's going to happen. You're going to have to battle your way out to become a semi-finalist. So we're still not sure who you're going to be matched up against. But surely, if it happens to be Filmar, who it currently is, you can expect a fair bit of, more people out there on the boardwalk going against you than for you. So it's going to be a noisy affair, no matter. If you do happen to draw Filmar, is all I'm saying. So
as long as my caddy's going for me, that's all I need.
All right. So here goes Callum now. He's having a swing at becoming your opponent. He's got a good tube ride there. Now some rail work. He's a big fella. Boom.
That's nice.
Every bit of that 3.7. Does he
Yeah.
go to the lead? I think he could go to the lead with a ride like this.
He could.
In
he's
fact,
still
I think he
going.
will.
What does he
Jeez,
need?
he's slick. Well, he only needed a
lead.
3.7 for second. He's got the best wave of the heat. He needs a 4.83 or better out of that ride. I reckon he goes to the first without a doubt.
Nice. Look at that math. That was good, man.
Well, he's got a 7, and old mate who was winning is on 11. We'll get back to the score.
8.83, I think you're
Yeah,
right.
11.83. So 4.83 or better.
Oh,
I
that's
can
impressive.
see every bit of that score in that.
Yeah, for sure. And he surfed the wave. I love that. He kept attacking the wave all the way to the end.
Which
Definitely
means
got it.
you're now going to be matched up against Putra Hermawan, a former winner here. Did you realise I told you earlier, he'd won here in 2013. So,
Yeah. Any past champ is hard.
man, it's
Yeah.
going to be gnarly. Quarterfinals time. It's just time to dig deep.
Look
Callum
at
goes
that.
to the lead, a 5.9.
You could judge, man.
Last year I was judging
Oh,
out
were
on the
ya?
towel. Was a
Right,
judge
there
last
you
year.
go.
So,
Well, I can tell.
I'd way rather be sitting here though, dude, because I get to have fun. I get to meet people like you who I never knew much about.
Right on. Man.
We can have fun with the audience. We get to interview a lot of people.
Yeah.
It's nowhere near as stressful as judging,
Judging is the hardest job ever.
and it's a very thankless task.
It
too.
is a very
You've
thankless
got one
task.
winner at the end of the day, and he likes you, and probably 127 other people reckon you got it wrong.
So true, man. Yeah. I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, it's crazy. So,
Yeah. But
No.
got to have them.
yep. And I'll tell you something else we did, which you might be interested in. We've just done 3 events throughout Indonesia. We went to Nias, Simalu, West Sumbawa. There were 3 events in 3 weekends. They were 3 1,000s. For someone like yourself who, is a tube monger, you should think about coming. You should think about coming along, brother.
I know. I should have. Yeah, I went to the East Coast while that Nias event was going on, and that you guys look like you had a little more waves than us on the East Coast.
Yeah, I was doing the web commentary for that as well. Once again, had a lot of fun and
Yeah.
got to talk to some cool people. Surfed a lot, and I'll throw back to that in a moment. But let's watch Putra is, in fact, now in second. He is your current direct opponent for a quarterfinal. He parks himself in this thing. What does he need? A 6.18. All right, he tries to get back in. He is back in, a double tube.
That's
Has he got
crazy.
some rail work to finish off?
Wow. Rips,
All right.
too. Not just a barrel rider, but I think I can turn.
And
Wow.
green, Filmar.
No way.
What? Look at him go. Look at the crowd.
Look at the camera shaking from.
Yeah.
You know that's from,
Yeah,
right?
I know. There's 300 people stomping their feet. 600 feet being stomped out there right now for Filmar's ride. I got no idea who you're going to surf against, Tori.
Oh, man.
I give
See?
up.
Yeah, I give up, too.
Let's watch all this
Whoever it
again,
is,
everybody. This is some
It's gonna be
craziness. So
great. Surfer.
a good, well-executed wave here. He had a really good read on this, getting into the tube twice. Not many people have done that and made it.
No.
Some good rail work, which doesn't add up to much, but it adds up to something.
It looks nice.
Okay, and then this. Where is it, Filmar?
Jeez. Was that even a good wave? That was just amazing.
How did he get out of that?
Yeah. Oh.
That's the start of it.
Oh, this is the start of it.
Yep.
Backhand. So hard. Doggy door backhand is just probably one of the hardest things ever in surfing.
Yeah. Filmar needed a 5.57.
dangerous.
Putra Hermawan needed a 6.18 to go back to first. I'm tipping Callum Robson could be in a bit of trouble here. He might get out of first.
Yeah, just like that. That's why these events with the waves being this good, man, it makes it so exciting.
Yeah, I mean,
stressful as a competitor, but exciting as a fan.
Callum worked that hard to get into first, and I think he's going to be a temporary resident in first place.
Yeah, we'll see. It's close.
Yeah.
It's definitely close. Nice to see a lot of waves, though, in this heat. That's good.
I think I'm going for a free surf after this, buddy.
Yeah, I think you should.
3 minutes on the clock, ladies
Maybe
and
give it
gentlemen.
another 30 minutes after this heat and then go out, Set that line. 30 minutes.
I might just get 4 rashies, throw them to 3 other people and act like it's still rolling.
There you go.
And no one will come out. That'd be cool.
That's perfect. Throw in the bend down, he'll be stoked.
Komang, Putra goes to the lead.
Wow.
There's a score to come from Filmar, and there's some debate going on because it hasn't dropped yet. So the judges are still probably
6-6-4.
weighing up the pros and cons of Filmar's ride.
It's a solid score. Wow.
And he gets it. So
Just
to
like
confirm,
that.
Callum Robson, first to third in the blink of an eyelid.
Wow.
Filmar takes
You
the
are
lead.
a judge, man. Listen to that. Jeez
Listen to the
Louise.
crowd. Listen to the crowd going berserk out there by .01, ladies and gentlemen.
That is crazy.
That's-
0.01.
Could not be any closer. Callum Robson's just probably sitting there going, I've done everything right. What are you guys doing to me?
Jeez.
Push him down into third. He's
It always hurts when you lose by that.
Well, he's got-
0.01. I've
he's-
done that before.
the best thing is he's got priority,
He does
and he's
have
still
priority.
got 2 minutes, Tory. So at the moment, you're matched up against Putra for the time being.
For the time being.
Callum Robson sure is going to answer back. He needs a 6.77. Nick Alistair will need the wave of the day to match up to you and get to second spot. So
Yeah. Well, he got a 7, so.
first thing is he's got fourth priority.
Oh, he does.
Nick Alistair.
Oh, Nick Alistair, sorry,
yeah, he's
yeah.
got fourth priority. Callum's well positioned. He needs a wave.
Yeah.
A
sorry.
6.77 could get rid of Putra Hermawan.
Yeah, wow. This is a
Filmar
really exciting heat.
has got a .01 lead over Putra Hermawan.
That's crazy.
So the good news is you won't be surfing against right now. You won't be surfing against the local rock star at this stage.
At this stage. Never safe, though.
But you're
We'll
surfing
see.
against an Indonesian rock star
Yeah, they're all rock stars.
who's already won this event once.
Jeez. Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
been around for a long time too. He surfed in a CT back at Karamas when Oakley sponsored the event back in the day, probably 5 or 6 years ago. So he's surfed in big events. He's also been the ISC, the Indonesian champion as an open surfer and a junior surfer.
Wow.
So you're going to have to be on your game, Tori,
You
if
have to
you're
be
against
on.
Putra, all right?
Like I said,
so
man, no easy heats.
no easy heats. Blinkers
No.
on, mate. 30 seconds.
Yeah.
No waves coming, I'm pretty sure. Boys, nobody lays down and paddles, so there's no movement going on out the back. Filmar just circles the boys and says, yeah, I'm the man. I'm the man.
That was crazy. That was just great surfing right there.
It
That
was.
wave wasn't the best wave. He just surfed that wave incredibly.
So
As deep as
Callum's
he
on the
could
hunt.
be.
Callum's on the sniff. He needs a 6.77 in 7 seconds, ladies and gentlemen. He basically has to catch this wave, and he doesn't. So that is over and out. You are matched up against Putra Hermawan, Tory Meister. That was bloody good fun, mate.
That was
I
good
enjoyed
fun.
that.
Thanks for having me.
Cool as.
I hope I'll be here tomorrow.
All right, you win heats, we have chats. So you just got to keep winning, mate, and we can do that again. All
Sounds
right?
like a win-win to me.
All right, so Tory Meister is out of here. Thank you, buddy.
Thank
Good
you,
luck for
brother.
your
Have a good day.
quarterfinal. That was unreal.
Thanks,
And
everyone.
ladies and gentlemen, that is the end of today's surfing. So we'd like to say thank you for coming and joining us on the webcast. Thank you, Tory Meister. He nicks off. We are over and out. We're back with probably about a 7 o'clock call tomorrow morning. And you can see Filmar doing a switchfoot tube. He had an amazing heat. Justin Majex, I'm going to shake your hand as well. The Vultures are out there free surfing. We'll be back probably 7 o'clock tomorrow morning with a some input as to what's going to happen, but we are expecting bigger surf. Justin, would you like to say something before we nick off?
Yeah, well, I just spoke to my mate Tommy Dixon back home, so a big shout out to all the crew from Surfing WA, and yeah, the call will be 8 a.m. tomorrow. So
8 a.m. We get a sleep in. Or, better still, I get an early surf.
oh, there we go.
Thank you.
Nice.
All right, everybody, from the Philippines, from Mark Clifton, Justin Majex, over and out. See you for an 8 o'clock call tomorrow morning. You wouldn't want to miss it. It will be finals day. And boom, boom, that's it. See you later.
Bye.